What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today, we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned to hear my thoughts and opinions about this. Let's get into it.
How you doing, girl? How you, unmute yourself. Tamiko, you're next. How are you? Are you unmuted? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm well. Hey, Nicole, we almost got $22 on your bus pass. What's going on, Trish?
Yeah.
See, the ladies on the back can hear this fool, but nobody else can. What do you got for me? Climbing the wall to get to men.
Climbing the wall to get to men.
Women want men to climb the wall to get to them.
Yes.
Why?
I really do feel like a man has to prove himself before you should be able to go in a relationship with him, because men have everything to gain. They could sleep with you and just use
men have everything to gain.
Yeah, they have a lot to gain.
How old are you?
In the no man's land, according to you.
No, I just need to know approximately how, so I know how old you are.
35.
Okay. You're still in danger zone. But when you say men have everything to gain, what are some things that you're talking about?
I feel like a lot of times men, they're not emotionally invested in relationships, and they can, if you just come
What are some of the things men have to gain? You said men can have a lot to gain, such as?
If you're in a relationship with a woman that is nurturing, that can take care of you, you would have someone that, would take care of you, cook, clean,
Okay, let's stop. Okay, if a relationship was with a nurturing woman, she could cook and clean. Okay, cooking and cleaning. I will tell you, the 51 years old and all the women I've ever dated in my life, 2 of them could cook. So most women today can't cook. And cleaning, 50-50. What else does a man, could he gain?
I mean, that women are the prize when it comes to sex. You know this because we are not the ones with high.
No, I know this sex. No, I know that you and a man can exchange orgasms. So a man is not getting something, you're both getting something.
No.
Oh, yes. No. Yes. You're not see, you're a prize if you're a virgin.
What? No.
Yes. No. Okay. You don't have to agree, but the men get to say what it is. And see, this is what you ladies don't seem to like. You cannot rewrite the rules because men get to decide whether or not they're going to move on those rules. I asked you what men stand to gain, and you seem to be struggling to tell me what they're gaining.
I'm not struggling telling you what they're gaining.
Okay, cooking possibly, cleaning possibly. And you said women are the prize when it comes to sex. I say both people have sex. You're exchanging orgasms. You're not a virgin, so you're no longer a prize.
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, you're in the minority. A woman with children certainly can't talk about a prize being in sex. What else would we don't have to keep on. What else would a man stand to gain?
I mean,
come on, you said a lot. There's 3 things. You said a lot.
I mean, don't you guys want a companion, somebody that
we can buy a dog. We can get a dog. We can go have a horse. We can hang out with our buddies. See, let me go ahead and so I gave you an opportunity to tell me all these things since you said a lot. And I said you were struggling. You told me you weren't. At best, you could give me three of one of the 3 which is split. So at best you gave me 2, and it's arguable that most women can't cook today. So, and then cleaning is 50-50. So what you're saying, even based upon what you're saying, a lot really isn't that much. Let me tell you what women stand to gain. After marriage, if there are children, a woman walks away with custody 90+% of the time, which includes child support. That's a financial gain. If there's property, income, depending upon the state, women can walk away with spousal support. Women can walk away better from a divorce financially, and men tend to walk away less, if not ruined. It is rare to see a woman walk away from divorce in this country in a worse position. Hold on. And then if you get spousal support, that is that goes on until a set date or until you remarry. Ma'am, those are concrete things. And also, you also could tend to get half of all property, not just gained during the marriage, possibly before the marriage, depending upon the man's relative wealth. Jeff Bezos had to give up half of his fortune and he made at Amazon, and his wife ain't delivered one package. Dr. Dre's wife was trying to get half of his income and she has not made one beat. Ma'am, the things that women stand to gain out of a marriage far, far, far exceed the few little things you try to say. You got to admit that.
You know what? Yes, it is true. But coming to Jeff Bezos, him and his wife started Amazon almost together.
Ma'am,
they were married.
I don't care if it's Jeff Bezos, Dr. Dre, Johnny Carson. You can anecdotally find things where there may have been bilateral contribution, but for the most part, it's not that way. Man, what I did is I took my feelings out of it and I gave you some ironclad things that women tend to gain, and they tipped the scales greatly. The things you gave me didn't even make a dent.
I still have something to say about all you say we're gaining. But
okay, tell me about what men are gaining. You said men gain a lot, and you haven't told me. Cooking, maybe. Cleaning, maybe. Sex, half and half. What else?
Your womb, if you give them children, your womb, and also, look, and coming to the divorce, I have something to say about that. If women were married for a long time to this guy, to me, I feel like they deserve it, because if they were married
guys, what I'm trying to get you to understand is now you're going to my points. Don't go to my points to try to make your points. I've given you multiple opportunities to tell me. First, you said men gain a lot. That's what you said. And I gave you multiple times chances to tell me what a lie, and you can't. Now you're trying to change my points to your point. And what you're showing is that men have far more to lose and women have far more to gain. And you can't even make a reasonable argument about that.
No, children.
Your argument rests on sex.
Children
mean if she stays in the marriage, yes. But we have a divorce rate of in excess of 50%, where women are filing divorce at 70%, in the Black community 80% of the time. So that's no guarantee. As a man who was made a part-time father, a weekend dad, I will tell you, most men have to pay for children that they cannot even raise. Ma'am, you're just simply wrong. It's a bunch of feelings.
I just don't
You're
believe
35 years old. You're 35 years old, and you're giving me a bunch of feelings. Give me some facts on what men stand to gain.
Wow. Okay, so it's all about money. Just because women could gain.
No, what you're showing today, what you're showing is women in your example are relatively worthless in your example, because you can't tell me what they're bringing. You're saying cooking. If they cook, most people aren't cooking these days. You know that, and I know that. I've told you, most women I have dated in my life cannot cook. Do not like to, they cannot.
Okay, I said children and companionship. Those are really important. If you take out cooking, okay, fine. But children and companionship is very important in someone's life.
But give me something that you're getting from, companionship, but you also get a companion. Everything you're giving me that women bring to the table, she's also getting from a man. You said sex. she's also getting sex from a man. You say companionship, she's also getting companionship from a man. In my examples, it's all coming from a man.
Your,
Uh-oh.
your
Oh,
examples only apply for divorce.
well,
For
that's the only
divorce.
thing we can really talk about. We can't talk about boyfriend and girlfriend.
We
That's
can
what
talk about
matters.
if they're in the marriage and they
We're
stay in the
talking about climb the wall to get to me to become a wife. I don't do the boyfriend girlfriend deal with, because that allows you ladies to continually be vague and deflect. I talk about something that's verifiable, that I don't have to worry about my feelings, that you and I both can look and agree on the facts. And what you've just showed is everything that women in your example are bringing is something that's shared. Sex is shared. Companionship is shared. What are women that are bringing to the table that men can't, that are not getting reciprocal from a man?
Okay. Well, you said it's all shared, right? So the only
No,
thing
I'm
that
saying
the
everything
man,
you've talked about is.
okay, everything I said is shared. The only difference this man has is money. That's the only thing
What
that,
do you
because
mean the
now,
only thing? What do you mean the
yeah,
only thing? If
that's
it
the
only
only.
thing that no, don't say the only thing. The only thing is major. See, I don't no, you're not gonna do that shit. The only thing, if it's nothing, then don't take it. It's not the only thing, it's major. And that's why many women wives are doing what they're doing, because there's a financial incentive to leave your husband. Ma'am, thank you for proving my point, because I've given you many chances to prove, and you've done a pretty poor job. Why was that necessary? Because she came in saying that men are gaining a lot from women. What? This is a 35-year-old woman. This is a 35-year-old woman telling me that men are gaining so much. What? What are they gaining? And the first thing out of her mouth was the first thing that comes out of women's mouth: sex. Ladies, listen and listen well. Your sex is not as valuable as you think it is, because your sex is not special like it used to be. Many women today have body counts in excess or higher than a lot of men. What's special about a woman who's had double digit, some case triple digit partners? Personally, I don't judge, but this is what men are saying. Ladies, I said you're not a virgin. And there's a cost to this independence and freedom and free sex and free love. There's a cost to it. Men don't value your sex like you want them to. And that's what she was having a hard time accepting. You can smile, unmute yourself. No, you want to talk. Men don't value it like you want it to. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. This is gonna sting a little bit, but no. I gotta ask you a question. Men don't value women's sex like you think they used to.
Look, for so many years, if that was the case, why is it that women were the ones you always see on commercials? We're the ones we see on music videos, twerking, doing all this. This
What
is
are you
because we're
talking
so
about? Men do not value individual sex, ma'am. I said sex. Okay.
Yes,
If you have okay, let me just get real basic with you. This is a real basic example. In a sexual transaction, how much do you think one sexual transaction a woman should charge for one sexual transaction? Let's just say we lived in bizarro land and men had to pay for it. Okay? Men had to pay for it. Even in healthy, functioning relationships, right? You had to pay for it. Yeah. How much do you think a man should have to pay for one sexual encounter with a woman?
For one sexual encounter, I mean, a lot. Because
what?
if they
Give me
didn't
the
have
number.
it,
No, not a lot, ma'am. Nope. I don't want you to ramble on until you give me a dollar amount.
It depends on if they have the sex available.
I don't want to hear this bullshit. Give me a dollar amount.
A dollar amount.
Yes.
If there are not many women, if
Give me a
Yeah, don't.
dollar amount. Man,
Okay.
I'm trying to have a conversation that we can both understand, but give me a dollar amount.
I don't even know what to put on this. Honestly, it's just weird.
Well, not
But
really. This is how men think.
this is really embarrassing. I know it's maybe I would say $5,000. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
$5,000. So
Yeah.
what I need you to do is I need you to go to, what city do you live in?
Dallas.
Right. I need you to go to any place where prostitution is rampant. Even I need you to go onto a website. Eros, Eros, Eros. It's a countrywide site for escorts, high-end prostitutes. And I need you to go look at what these women are charging for one session with them. And these are escorts. It ranges anywhere from $150 to possibly $600. And that's high-end escorts. I'm going to tell you what most women, especially if they work in the streetwalker profession, they will tell you they're getting about $40. And this woman said $5,000. So what you basically said, ma'am, is that if a man is making $50,000, he can have sex with his wife 10 times a year. You out of your fucking mind. This is what I mean. You ladies think your vagina is rare. I got news for you. The female comes standard with a vagina. And unless it's a virgin, it's not as valuable. But even if she was being facetious at saying 5,000, the thing is, what we do know is it wasn't 50. There was no way in hell she would have gave a number close to being $50. And this is how much they really believe their vagina is worth at 35. Man,
that question wasn't a question I could answer.
Get it? What? It's a question you couldn't answer?
Because it depends on the circumstances of the situation.
Of course, ma'am. But if I asked you how much a hamburger costs, you could give me an approximate value. If I asked you how much a home costs or a car costs, you can give me an approximate value. There are always variables. But in general, if I told you a hamburger was $700, you'd say that costs too much. But if I said it was $5 or $3, you'd say, that's about right. Because there are always variables. There's a high end, there's a low end, there's a high end Kobe beef that's $400 or $500, and then there's 99-cent McDonald's. But there's always somewhere in the middle. And what you're telling me is $5,000 is an average, because I said an average cost. And honestly, ma'am, I believe that you honestly think your vagina and women's vagina is really worth that. And it's
because
simply,
these are people. These are not burgers.
I don't give a shit, ma'am. This is I get it. See, it's people. But what you ladies don't seem to realize is with the women's movement, with freedom comes responsibility. You now have free love. You can choose who you have sex with, who you have a baby with, and now you have lowered the price of vagina on the market. It's lower. See, a man used to have to either get married to have access to a vagina, right, or go to a prostitute. Now he can swipe left and swipe right. The price of vagina, if it was on the stock market, would be a penny stock. Down to, oh my God. This is, you may not like it, ma'am, but you cannot tell me that you think a man would, okay, $5,000. So let's say somebody was going to date you. They took you out on a nice date in Dallas, a nice steakhouse, $300. What you're telling me is they'd have to take you to basically a steakhouse roughly 17 times before you'd have sex with them. You're crazy. And see, the problem is when you start making women put numbers on stuff, it takes it out of the feelings and it gets it real. And because most women are so innumerate, like that. Huh?
I don't feel like you should put numbers on something like that, though. I don't think that
why not?
You could apply that to numbers.
Why not? You putting up, wait a minute. Pimps and escorts and pimps and prostitutes and strippers, they put numbers on it. They do. OnlyFans, they put numbers on it. They do. I mean, I'm a grown up. I don't know about, you're 35. You're a grown up. People put numbers on sex. And you do too. There's a number in your head where you say, you know what? I'm not going to sleep with a man until we go on at least this amount of dates There's a number in your head. We got to go on this amount of dates that with this amount of places and this amount of non-sexual contact. There's a number. And see, men just want to get to that number. And what you ladies are realizing is, like it or not, there's a number, and it ain't as special as you think it is. Because the reason ain't nobody gonna climb the wall to get to you is because somebody else has got $40 on it. And I'm saying the women I deal with, but I'm saying the bottom line is, if you want to charge more, you're gonna have to be able to articulate why it's worth more. And what you haven't told is why somebody should pay you $5,000. What is your sex 1,000 times better? 100 times better
my
than
personality, the way I engage the person, the
is
way
your sex 100 times better?
It doesn't have to be the sex. It
okay,
could be
but we're
other
talking
things.
about sex, man, right now. Is your sex worth $5,000? Is it worth 100 times more than $50? Nope.
Yeah, I think so, because I feel I'm worth more.
Okay.
But even that's not even a good.
Okay. Then who has paid you? Okay, then I would see. This is a problem. She really believes this, dude. She's offended. And the thing is, all the men know exactly what I'm talking about. And you ladies, I think many ladies probably think like it's her. It's me. It's my body. I'm sorry, man. You're not a virgin. And women have charged one man one. That's the problem many men have with dating today. You're charging one group of men one sexual price and another group of men another sexual price. And then you want every man to believe it's special. You want the highest price on your body? Be a virgin. At 35 years old, ma'am, how about, here's a question you can answer legitimately. No dollar value. No dollar value is necessary.
Okay.
Regarding sex, should you get more for sex at 35 than you did at 25?
I feel like it should be the same thing, because I'm
okay.
saying
What product on the market maintains its value with age and use?
nothing.
Exactly.
A human being is not a thing.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Better check slavery. If you don't check slavery, a human being has a price on him. You work for a company?
Of course.
Then you got a fucking price on you. It's called your salary.
That's my value, though.
Yes, to that company it is. If you thought your value was 10 times more, I guarantee you they'd show you the door. See, you ladies don't like to deal with reality. This woman actually said $5,000. Then she's saying, well, I should be able to charge the same thing at 35 that I charge at 25. No, you're 10 years older with 10 years more use and 10 years more mileage. And see, this is the problem. Women who are older think that they should get more when they're less.
We're not less, Kevin.
Okay.
Thank you. We're not less.
Yes, you are. Who gets to judge?
Yes, it's you guys that are going to judge us.
Exactly. And men deem older women less valuable than younger women. What country are you from?
What country am I from?
Country? I don't know. Yes. Are you from the United States?
Not really. I'm from Nigeria. Okay.
So I picked up an accent. That's why I asked.
Okay.
Are younger brides worth more than are older brides and the younger brides the same value? Hell no. Get out of here. You mad because you mad because the reality of equality has hit so many of you womanists, feminists dead in the face, and you don't like it. Welcome to freedom.
Well, I just feel like it's what you believe. So if you believe that you're less valuable, if you believe that you don't have value because you're not 25, then I feel like that's what's going to come to you. But I feel like if you believe that you have value, then I mean, you do.
Show me the ring on your finger from a high value man or a productive, competitive, successful man who's validated that.
I don't have one.
Exactly. So you guys can believe in the power of sunshine, fairy tales, and leprechauns all you want. Men determine the value of women on this market. Welcome to reality, ladies.
Well,
I'm sorry, you determine the price of sex in this market. Women have always determined the price of sex in this market, and I'm sorry, you guys flooded the market with cheap access to vagina. So the price went down. And now
you
you
know,
want people to still pay the high price for a product that's not rare.
yes, they can, because Gucci is still closed. I could get a shirt
You're
for
not
$5.
Gucci.
I
You're
could get a shirt
Gucci.
for $5,
You're
and
not
get
Gucci.
another
You're
Gucci
not.
shirt for
Man, I'm sorry. At 35,
$10,000.
you're not Gucci at 35, man. I'm trying not to be rude, man, but come on. You're still trying to get Gucci prices when you are really maybe the Gucci outlet.
No, what I want to say is that even if they have flooded vagina everywhere, that doesn't mean everyone is gonna be that cheap. Because
I didn't say everybody, but I said in general, ma'am. And the problem is the point is you're right. And the problem is the women who think they should be getting 5,000 when it's 50 are the ones that are gonna die alone.
you just make me laugh. Because I
Cause
know.
okay, Charles, y'all gonna die like Miss Havisham. You look, ma'am. I don't begrudge. If you want to say your JJ's worth $5,000, you're not gonna take a dime less. You have all the right to it. I'm not trying to tell you to lower your price. I'm just telling you you're gonna have few and far interested. You're gonna have few and far between and interested buyers. I mean, I asked you who's bought it, and this is This is a purchase, ladies. Who's bought you? You can talk all this shit, but who's bought you? You're from Nigeria. You know how this works. Now you're twisting. Now you're shaking. You're kicking your leg, and because you know what I'm talking. 400 years ago would have been 2 cows, 6 goats, and some chickens. Give me her. Is that not a price?
It is.
Exactly, and there's still the same price because whoever would put a ring on your finger if they did it, guarantee. If there's a woman who has the same anatomical shape and who will get a smaller ring, and a woman who has the same anatomical shape who will get a 10 carat, can't even hold up her hand, what's the difference?
There is no difference. You just got a better man. That's the only difference.
No, there is a difference. And now, see, the thing is, you say you got a better man. And okay, let's just take your example. Then why can't you all get the better man?
Probably, maybe people are not in a good place to find them or whatever.
No, it's because you women overvalue yourselves. You're far too arrogant, and you think you're worth more to men than you are. And men tell you what we value. You don't want to listen, and you want us to value the things you want us to value, and men simply aren't buying. The market is showing you.
What other options you guys have though? Like if all the women are not acting that way, they have to be with women at the end of the day.
They don't have to buy them. What's the option? What? They can rent them. That's what the option is, ma'am. The option is what the option. See, you ladies think what's the option? And guys, pay attention. That was the ultimate plan. See, it used to be, well, you got to come back to us anyway. No, men are either choosing nothing or that's what this emergent sex doll thing is. There's guys are choosing to go overseas to try to find a bride over there, or sex tourism. Like, ma'am, like it or not, you ladies act like you got leverage. Where are your husbands? No one's buying you. And you act like that. You gotta buy me. And that's how you act. That's why you can be 300 pounds of purple hair. Because somebody gotta buy me. Nope.
Wow. Okay. So you said you can rent them. You can rent them. So you don't need to get married because you can rent them.
Yes. It's called OnlyFans. It was called Craigslist. It was called Backpage. It's called Tinder. It's called the hookup. Hold on. You're 35, right?
Yeah.
All right. 15 years ago, there was no hookup culture. There was no Netflix and chill. There was no swipe left, swipe right. 15 years ago, you still had to kind of go on a date. That ain't the case now, is it?
Um,
Nowadays, it is far more common for people to swipe left, swipe right, have sex first, and then decide after the sex whether or not they like each other enough to go on a date. That is the
yeah.
norm. That is far more the norm.
People sleep with each other first, then go on a date.
Welcome to the
Uh,
welcome. Okay. In the chat room, anybody want to bring this woman up to speed? Ladies, want to bring up this lady up to speed? Yes. It's called hookup culture. And you're and you're all and you're and you, when is your birthday? What month? What's your birthday month?
my birthday month is September.
So you just turned 35. All right. But you're on the back, but past 35, you're on the backside to 40.
Right.
You are still you have the middle age dating woman's mindset in a new dating environment. Thinking that you can put a high dollar value on dating and thinking you can set your price high and thinking that men are going to have to meet it. They don't, ma'am. They don't. Because for every woman that's 35 who thinks she should still be getting the price of a 25-year-old, a man who has his choice is going to get with a 24-year-old is cool to just come by Netflix and chill.
Yeah,
I'm
both
sorry.
schools of thoughts.
Huh?
So yeah,
Huh?
the girls that do the Netflix and chill when they first meet you, nobody takes them serious anyway, because that's really like
Okay,
that's just
this
like
is what you say. This is what you say. This is what helps you ladies sleep well at night. What I'm about to say is gonna hurt. Nobody's taking you seriously either because you don't have a ring. So y'all can just knock that shit off.
okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm just it's cold, but it's true. Nobody's taking that. I'm going to wait, second virgin. And I've told this to so many women your age who said, there was a woman on here on my Instagram who was in Atlanta in her mid 30s talking about she going to make a man wait. I think she had a couple of kids. I'm like, you out of your mind? And see, it used to be that somebody who had a used vehicle would realize that I can't get new car prices for this. And I just need to try to sell my vehicle to somebody who's looking to buy a vehicle. And I need to make the best deal I can, not try to act like it's better than a new vehicle or as good as a new vehicle. And then when they can't sell it for a new vehicle price, say something's wrong with the market. Because at the end of the day, as cold as this product things may sound, it has real import. No one's buying middle-aged women.
Wow. You know what? Well, that's what you. I know you feel like we're delusional or whatever, but that's just not what I feel.
I
I
don't care
feel
about
like
what you feel. Show me the marital rates of a woman over the age 35. Don't tell me what I feel. Show me the marital rates of a woman over age 35. Show me the marital rates of a woman over 40. Don't tell me about what you feel. Show me the rates.
I don't Google that kind of thing. I
Well,
haven't
well,
tried
here's
to.
the thing. This is the thing. You need to start because you are delusional if you think what you feel changes reality. That's
Well,
delusion. If you think what you feel changes the facts, that's delusion.
well, I know that females and I have a lot to offer,
You
and
haven't
unlike
said it.
what you're saying.
What is it, ma'am? Because I asked you what it is and you can't articulate it. I think that's fair. I'm not saying you don't have a lot to offer. I'm just asking you to articulate it. And at 35 years old, I'm rather disappointed that you, as a 35-year-old woman, can't tell me. And then you turn around and say men who date younger women, that's silly because they're young and they're this, they're that. They don't know themselves. Well, you 35-year-old women aren't any more mentally mature than they are. At least they're more fun and younger. and less demanding.
Less demanding, more
Less
fun.
demanding. Because there's
Well,
something new with a younger woman. With an older woman, you likely already have a home, your car, you've been to places before, you've had more traumas, more relationships, ma'am. And what you need to do is check your ego and listen to men, because we are the consumers of the product that's a woman. And your ego, your attitude will not allow you to hear the truth, to make adjustments to get the outcome you want. That's why you can
I'm a PhD.
buy a dog, die alone. Or you can
well,
listen to what men are saying they want and have a shot at getting one.
what I know is that as I'm older now, because when I was younger, I would probably talk more. I was probably more talkative and I could do things that were like irrational, which I wouldn't do now. So I feel like that should be a plus. And guys should know, I'm
But
sure
that's
that
only after you're in a relationship. See, that's fine after you've been acquired for a relationship. You still got to get to the point to where a guy sees you, is attracted to you, wants to even vet you. The things you're talking about are relationship skills. You got to get there. And when's the last time you had a relationship?
like a year ago,
How long was it?
5 years,
5 years. Why didn't you guys get married?
we were married. That was a marriage.
And why did you guys get divorced?
Um, he he said that I didn't communicate well with him, or that I was like that I talked too much or something like that.
So did he file or did you file?
He filed.
Uh-huh. Because ma'am, I would tell you, if it's a communication issue, and based on what you just said, you're better now. I think you should go back and listen to this segment, because maybe you think you're a lot better out communicating than you really are. Because you just said that I'm better than I would have
I
been when I was
am.
younger. That's
I,
relative. That's relative. You know, if you're making a 20% in a class, 35 or 40 is better, but it's still failing.
that's just his. That was his own.
I'm
What
telling
he
you, ma'am, I've
thought.
asked you many times to tell me what you're trying to communicate. Tell me what women bring to the table. And I said, you have done a poor job. I'm telling you that you haven't told me anything either. And I spent 20 plus minutes trying to talk to you, and I've got a lot of feel. I've got a lot of, well, I believe it in my heart, but it doesn't matter if you can't communicate it to anybody. And the thing is, if you can't communicate to a man what he needs to understand, he's not going to tolerate it. Your husband kind of proved that.
That's a different issue.
It's not a
That was
different issue. This okay. Again, refusal to change, refusal to learn, refusal to improve. All right, man. We're going back and forth in a circle. This, you know. Anyway,
okay.
thank you. Have a good night now. All right. Well, I just don't get it, but I do now. It's like, hey, ladies, make no mistake. You do not, DONOT, do not gain sexual marketplace value with age, experience, and wisdom.
What a crazy video. What a crazy episode. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What alarms me about this woman is this woman really doesn't have it together. She doesn't really understand it yet. There's a certain level of immaturity that she has, and it's just now on the other side of getting the outcomes that she wants. What's alarming is she was divorced by her husband. And typically, when you go ahead and peel the onion back, peel the layers back on that, most men don't leave marriages. That's just the honest truth. if you were to calculate them, if you were to total up all the divorces, the divorced people, what you would see is maybe what 20% of that is filed by men, or even probably less than that. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but it's probably even less than that. I would say at least 70 or 80% of the divorces happening are typically because the women initiate it. So when you see that a man has initiated the divorce, it gives you something to think about. If anything, it should alarm you more than any other situation, because if someone came along or a woman came along, she said, yeah, I divorced my husband because of X, Y, and Z, most people are willing and ready to accept whatever type of excuse she's willing to throw out there. But it's always alarming when the man leaves. And typically, men can handle a lot, right? They can typically handle a lot when it comes to relationships. But if he decided, this is too much for me, this right here I can't deal with, I would rather break up my own marriage, leave, go find someone else, than to have to deal with a person like this. You can see why he did. There were a lot of flashes of that during this video. Just not being agreeable, always having an opinion. And I'm not saying always having an opinion is wrong, but you don't what women don't understand is you don't have to win every battle, especially with men. See, it's funny because with their friends, they're not willing to win every battle. They know that, all right, well, she's just like this, or I know I'm gonna go down a certain path with her. Let me not even take it there. They coddle themselves more. But when it comes to men, they're willing to take on every battle. And that right there typically leads to some type of dysfunction in the relationship. So if a man came to the point in which he said, listen, I can't do this anymore, it's just not going to happen, that says more about the woman than it says about the man. A mindset in that relationship cannot be right. And these are some of the things that you have to really pay attention to, peel the layers back, notice things that aren't really that common, and start to be more practical. And even women, the small amount of women that do watch this channel or do watch Kevin, you are, if you're more practical, you will get way better outcomes. But please let me know your thoughts and opinions. Leave them in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and turn on post notifications so when we upload, you guys will be alerted. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.